Hello, it's Lucy here, Outdoor Learning Officer, and something I do in my role is wildlife development days. So I go to a school and I work with the children and the teachers and all the members in the school, and we look at developing an area for wildlife. So today I am going to be talking about how you guys can rewild your space or your garden or your balcony and have areas for wildlife. It's really important that everyone gets involved. That way everyone gets a connection, they take ownership of it, and they get to see the magic. And they love that. So when a bird pops onto the bird feeder that they have created, it is amazing. So I won't be covering everything in this video. Instead, I'm going to offer you a starting point, somewhere to get started. And hopefully next week I can give you a few more ideas, or you can have a look at some of the other videos people are making and see what they suggest as well. So I've been developing my garden for about a year now, trying to make it wilder and better for wildlife. You don't have to do it in one go. You can leave it for a bit, you can do a bit here and there. It doesn't have to happen all at once. It's your pace, whatever works best. I'm going to take us on a little tour around my garden, just to show you what I've been doing and what ideas I have for my garden. So what to do first? First you need to work out what you use your garden for. Is it for socialising? Is it a play space? Do you have space for wildlife? Can you create space for wildlife? So I'm really lucky in that my garden is mostly used by me and my little dog Izzy. So as long as I have some mown lawn or some space for Izzy, then we're okay. I can pretty much do whatever I would like. So what you can do first to work out how much space you have is make a plan. Make a plan of your garden. It can be as detailed as you like. You can get some of your older children or yourself doing this. You can do it to scale, so you can go around measuring it and then draw a scale diagram, or you can just do it rough with scribbles, with rough areas of what you already have. A handy thing to put on your diagram is where north is. So I am going to go around and take measurements of my garden and then make a scale drawing of it, and I will let you know how it goes. Okay, so I have made a plan of my garden. So I've got my north, east, south and west. So that's really useful because that way I know where the sun is rising, and I also know if plants like sun, where to place them in my garden. I've got a few keys. So I've got the little crosses is my trellis for my climbers. For my pond, I've got a little bird bath for my bird feeders. I have highlighted my buddleias because they are really good for butterflies, and I've got 3 of them, so I like to leave them alone. So these areas are all my little bedding areas, so I've added plants into these. I've got my bird boxes that I've got up. I've got a little bug hotel in the corner, and then this middle section is my grass. So I have my hammock that I chill in the middle quite often, and what I've decided to do is I'm going to mow the edges because I end up walking around them anyway to look at the plants, and mow the middle section, but then try and leave this all long. So I've done this for about 2 weeks now, and I am amazed. I've got some purple deadhead nettles, I've got dandelions popping up, and a few other little plants popping up. So yeah, mine is quite detailed, but like I said, you can do it scruff. You can make it detailed if you want to do this as a project for the children. You can get them out there with a tape measure. So all I've used is my tape measure and a pencil and a bit of scrap paper, and I have just recorded all the measurements from each place. And then my scale was quite simple, so to a metre I did a centimetre, but then doubled it, so every metre was 2 centimetres basically. So now that I've done my plan, I've mentioned a few bits already what I'm doing for wildlife, but I'm going to have a closer look and work out what areas of wildlife I might get in my garden. So when you think about this, remember to think about what wildlife might need. So they need a home. That home needs to have food and water nearby. it needs to have shelter and protection. So it's similar to your house. Your house has a roof that offers shelter. Your house has a front door that offers protection, so it's enclosed so other people can't get in there. And you have a kitchen that has food and water in it. So wildlife need that as well. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get a piece of paper and look at what my garden is doing for wildlife and what I'm offering. So I've been having a little think about what I have in my garden and what it offers for wildlife. I've broken it down into mammals, birds, reptiles, amphibians and invertebrates. So that is what I have already, which, looking at it, isn't loads, and there's a lot of possibilities there. So what I'm going to do now is do a little bit of research. So now that I've worked out what I have and what I could potentially add to my garden, I'm going to go and do a little bit of research. So I'm going to look up what wildlife needs. So if I want any key species in my garden, I'm going to see what they like to eat, what homes they live in, so what they might need. So Wildlife Watch and Wild About Your Gardens is some really good websites that have lots of different ideas. Or, like I said, you could head over to our YouTube channel and have a look at all the videos we've been posting about what you can do. So some of them are related to how you can develop your garden, others are just simple activities, but you could give that a look as well. So this is what I have come up with. Quite a few more ideas now. So the one in the middle, in green, something I've been thinking about, is actually getting a wildlife camera to leave out in the garden to see what creatures I have wandering around at night time. And in the daytime when I'm not in the garden. So I've highlighted the ones in yellow are things that I could do. Yeah, and some of them, as you can see, are interlinking. So this is just personally for my garden, but this, you could use this for some ideas for yours. Once you have an idea of what you want to do, you can get started and start rewilding your garden. Remember, it doesn't have to happen in one go. It can happen in stages. It can take as long as you want. You can do a little bit at a time. So spring is really good for growing. I've been growing some seeds in my greenhouse that I'm going to bring out later on once they get big enough. And that's a simple activity you can do. Then you can then plant them in the garden. So you can let your grass go long and not mow it. I'm hoping I'm going to get a lot more wildlife in the summer in my grass. And it's a really good hiding space for small mammals as well. So who knows, you might get some small mammals. So some simple activities to get you started could be bird feeders for birds, bird baths in this warm weather. Other things you can do that you can get the whole family involved in is making back boxes to put up. I would love to see what you've been doing with your gardens and how wild your gardens are. If you have any questions, please do let me know. Thank you very much for watching. Stay safe and stay wild.